Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking ahead, really trying to get a glimpse into the future of AI audio.
Yeah, and not just guessing. We're digging into what a key player, maybe the key player, sees coming.
Exactly. We've got some fascinating comments from Mati Staniszewski. He's the co-founder and CEO of ElevenLabs. The company pretty much setting the bar for realistic AI voices right now.
Right, these remarks were from TechCrunch Disrupt 2025. And what's really interesting is this kind of paradox at the heart of it.
What's the
Well,
paradox?
here's a company totally focused on building these incredible proprietary AI audio models.
Yeah, that's their whole thing.
But their CEO, Staniszewski, he openly predicts that these very models, their core advantage, well, they're going to become commoditized over time.
Wow, okay. That's quite the statement from the leader of a company built on that tech.
Yeah.
So our mission today is really to figure out what that means. How does a company like ElevenLabs plan to, stay relevant when their secret sauce isn't so secret anymore?
Precisely. He used that specific word, commoditized. It's a strong choice.
Okay, let's unpack this. When we say commoditized in the context of like super advanced AI,
Yeah.
what are we actually talking about? Does the quality just tank or
No, not necessarily tanking quality. It's more about the uniqueness disappearing. Think standardization.
okay.
It becomes widely available, pretty cheap, and the differences between, say, ElevenLabs model and a really good open source one become, well, negligible for most users.
So like cloud storage now,
Yeah.
or maybe basic photo filters.
Exactly like that. Right now, ElevenLabs has this, noticeable edge in realism, emotion, nuance. Commoditization means that level of quality just becomes the baseline expectation.
The table stakes.
Yeah, table stakes. It's like you expect good audio quality, like you expect clean water from the tap. It's not the feature you sell anymore. It's the foundation you build your actual product on top of.
That sounds potentially terrifying if you're ElevenLabs. I mean, isn't that basically telling your competitors, hey, don't worry, the hard part's going to get easy soon?
It might sound like that, but I think it's actually refreshingly realistic about how tech cycles work these days.
Yeah, so.
He's signaling that the game is changing.
Yeah.
AI audio quality is improving incredibly fast, and open source is catching up quicker than ever. So relying only on having the absolute best model architecture, that's just not a defensible strategy long term.
Right, the moat isn't permanent.
Not at all.
So, okay, if commoditization is inevitable down the road, why is ElevenLabs still pouring resources into building the best possible model right now?
Yeah.
Why not just jump straight to the what's next?
Because, as Staniszewski put it, the models today represent the biggest advantage and the biggest step change you can have. You can't win the next war if you don't survive the current battle.
Makes sense.
Their immediate focus is solving the fundamental problem that still exists, making sure the AI voices and, crucially, the interactions actually sound good. And not just good, but reliable, scalable, good enough for serious business use cases.
And they feel the only way to guarantee that level of quality right now is building it themselves, not just tweaking something off the shelf.
That seems to be the view. He was
Yeah.
quite clear. The technical hurdles in getting truly nuanced, consistent, and scalable voices across different languages, different emotions, they're still significant. So according to him, the only way to solve it effectively in the short term to get that bleeding edge quality and control is by building the models yourself. It's about maintaining that standard.
Okay, so quality is the advantage now, but it's got a shelf life. What's the timeline he mentioned? When does this commoditization really kick in?
He framed it as over the long term, but then specified over the next couple of years, so not decades away. We're talking relatively soon.
A couple of years, wow.
Yeah. And he added some nuance saying, look, for maybe some voices, some languages, there might still be specialized models with a slight edge.
Oh.
But the main point for everyone in the industry is that the overall quality gap between the top proprietary models and the best open source alternatives will be smaller, much smaller.
So small that most customers won't care about the tiny difference
Mm.
or won't pay a premium for it.
Exactly. That's the essence of commoditization.
That is a really tight window for a major strategic shift. If, say, 2 years from now, I can get something that's 95% as good as ElevenLabs from an open source tool, potentially for free,
Right.
where does ElevenLabs find its value? Where does any foundational AI model company find its value?
Right. And that's the crux of their long-term strategy. The value has to move up the stack.
Up the stack, meaning
meaning away from the raw component, the model itself, and towards the integrated experience. Think about Intel selling chips versus Apple selling an iPhone.
Oh, okay. The chip becomes essential but invisible infrastructure. The value is in the final product.
Precisely. The advantage shifts from just having the best engine to how you build the best car around that engine, the design, the features, the seamlessness.
Here's where it gets really interesting then. What is their plan B? How do they build this new moat? One that isn't just about having the smartest algorithm.
So, their long-term game plan involves focusing on both model building, because you still need that foundation and applications. They know the model race will eventually become a near tie.
So the new race is the best product experience.
Exactly. The best product experience built using that commoditized model power. Staniszewski actually drew a direct comparison here. He said the combination of product and AI will be the magic for the generation of the best use cases.
And that's where the Apple analogy came in.
That's right. He explicitly compared it to how software and hardware was the magic for Apple.
Okay. But ElevenLabs doesn't make hardware, right? So that analogy feels a bit metaphorical. What's the hardware equivalent for them? The platform, the API.
Yeah, it's not literal hardware. That's a great question, actually. I think the power of that analogy is about controlling the whole experience, creating something synergistic that a competitor just focusing on, say, only the model can't replicate.
So for ElevenLabs, the hardware part might be their API, their integration tools, maybe even the specific way they tune models using proprietary data, even if the basic architecture isn't secret anymore.
I think that's exactly it. The magic isn't just the model, it's the seamless integration of that model into a polished, useful product or workflow for the customer.
So they shift from being purely a deep tech provider to more of a full stack product company powered by that tech.
That's the pivot. And it's not just about making the user interface look nice, it's about something deeper Staniszewski highlighted, fusing different types of AI together.
Using AI types, you mean like audio with text or audio with images?
Absolutely. He predicts that the next big leap isn't just making audio better, it's making audio work seamlessly with other modalities. He said in the next year or two, we'll see more and more models moving towards multimodal or fused approaches.
Okay, give us some examples. What does that look like?
The big ones he mentioned are first, creating audio and video simultaneously.
So like an AI generates a talking head and the voice perfectly lip-synced and emotionally matched all at once.
Exactly. And the second major area is combining audio with LLM's large language models.
Right. Like for conversational AI.
Yeah, but really tightly integrated. Imagine a conversation where the AI isn't just understanding text and generating audio, but where the context, the tone, the pauses, it all happens fluidly, instantly, because the audio and language models are fused somehow.
Wow, okay. That sounds incredibly complex from an engineering perspective. You're not just optimizing one thing anymore.
Not at all. You're orchestrating multiple complex systems in real time. And that's probably why he pointed to something like Google's VO3 as an example.
Right, the video generation model.
Yeah, it shows what's possible when you combine different specialized capabilities to create a single, really sophisticated output. It's about synthesis, not to just optimizing one silo.
But hang on, if the future is fusion, why did he also say that companies needing reliable, scalable solutions would still use different models for different use cases? Doesn't that kind of contradict the fused model idea?
Ah, good point. It's a subtle but important distinction. It's not about creating one giant monolithic God model that does everything.
Okay.
It's more about being a master integrator. Knowing, okay, for this specific task, we need the absolute best model for generating empathetic, human-like audio. Maybe that's ElevenLabs' own. But we need to combine it with the best specialized LLM for medical diagnosis, or the best model for rendering photorealistic backgrounds.
So the fusion is in the final product experience, orchestrated using the best available components, whether they're yours or a partner's.
Precisely. You choose the right tool for the right job, but you make them work together seamlessly. The skill shifts from just building one tool to knowing how to combine many tools effectively.
That makes sense. And it leads right into their tactical plan, doesn't it? If they need to integrate to survive, they can't possibly build the best everything themselves.
No way. And Staniszewski was open about that. He outlined their approach, emphasizing partnerships with other companies.
Like other big AI players.
Presumably, yeah. And also working closely with open source technologies. It's an admission that they need to tap into the innovation happening everywhere else. They can't be a walled garden.
So the strategy is use our world-class audio as a key component, but actively combine it with best-in-class models from partners and the open source community to build those compelling fused applications.
Exactly. They provide their specialized expertise, their audio magic, and integrate it into larger solutions.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Mm.
what's the takeaway message here for the broader AI industry?
The message seems crystal clear. The race to build the single best foundational model. That race is almost over, or at least the finish line is very much in sight, and it likely ends in a multi-way tie.
So the real competition is shifting.
It's shifting upwards
Yeah.
to synthesis, integration, application, building the superior product experience around those increasingly commoditized models. The underlying tech becomes infrastructure. The product, the workflow, the user experience, that's the new competitive moat.
It really reframes the whole AI arms race. It's
Yeah.
less about pure science discovery and more about um, clever product engineering and strategic partnerships.
Absolutely. It changes who the likely winners will be in this next phase. It's not just the labs with the biggest GPUs, it's the teams who can integrate and deliver value most effectively.
The question shifts from can we build it
Yeah.
to how do we make it genuinely useful and integrate it into people's lives or workflows.
That's it, exactly.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now, whether you're building AI products, investing, or just trying to make sense of it all?
I think it means you have to view whatever core AI model you're relying on today, audio, text, image, whatever, as something that will eventually become a commodity. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon.
So don't bet the entire farm on just having the best model.
Right. Short-term model excellence. That buys you time. It gives you maybe that 2-year window. Staniszewski mentioned maybe a chance for premium pricing. But long-term survival, that demands a strategy built around multimodal applications and integration.
The model is the ticket to the game, but the application is how you win.
Well put. Foundational model, short-term edge. Application infusion, long-term defense.
Okay, that leaves us with a final thought, something for you to chew on. If AI audio is heading towards being a utility, like electricity, what other foundational tech should you be thinking about combining it with to create that next wave of product magic?
Yeah, what's the killer combination? Is it audio fused with hyper-personalized LLMs that know your specific industry inside out? Is it audio seamlessly tied to, I don't know, real-time sensor data? Or maybe even BCI, brain-computer interfaces down the line?
The truly groundbreaking fusion might still be undiscovered.
It probably is. So look for the gaps where integration could create exponential value, not just incremental improvements in model quality. That's where the really interesting opportunities are emerging.
That was the deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.